right? Or is it the setup gone terribly wrong? They robbed him, burned his car, and they're still out there. And no, this is not a clip from the P. Diddy court case.
A woman for a first date after an online connection, but it turned out to be a setup instead. He was
Hi there, welcome to the Reaction Radar. Imagine meeting someone for a date and leaving with your life nearly stolen. This is exactly what just happened in this clip. Is this a bad night, or is it the setup gone terribly wrong? They robbed him, burned his car, and they're still out there. And no, this is not a clip from the P. Diddy court case. Too soon? Too soon? Let's jump into this.
He thought he was meeting a woman for a first date after an online connection, but it turned out to be a setup instead. He was ambushed, shot at, and robbed. That's when the victim fled and the attackers stole his car and his cash.
Rick Chambers is live in MacArthur Park with details on the dating app ambush and the suspects police are looking for. Rick.
Yeah, Micah, it's Rampart gang detectives that have been working this case for about 3 weeks now, and they're looking for two couples who have been targeting online daters. These are the 4 robbery suspects that police are looking for. And this woman in particular, they say lured our victim off an online dating site.
When they met in person, the female suspect had asked the victim to drive to a secluded area in our Rampart area.
This is that street near downtown, and they weren't there very
That probably should be your first clue there. You know, they want you to go to a secluded area. Probably definitely a red flag.
long when
2 additional suspects came over, and one of the male suspects had opened the door of the victim's vehicle. He pointed a gun at him, demanded his property.
they also demanded at gunpoint that the victim unlock his phone and hand over his passwords.
Throughout the night, that same night, what they did was they actually made various transfers. They bought many things that totaled about $20,000.
It gives me the goosebumps, actually.
Daniel Contreras lives nearby and says he'll make some adjustments now to his routine.
Maybe just aware on the online situation, and well, yeah, to be more aware and the lookout.
And detectives say that the robbery at gunpoint wasn't the end to our victim's nightmare.
The male suspects actually shot towards the victim who was seated in his vehicle. The victim in fear actually fled the location and left his vehicle back there.
The robbers came back 3 hours later and stole the man's car, dumping it nearly 7 miles away in this alley just off 56th and Central, and then set it on fire. At this point, police have these photos to work with, but no arrest yet. As is often the case in these types of crimes, police are asking anyone with information to come forward, and especially if you've been a victim to this type of crime. In MacArthur Park, I'm Rick Chambers. Guys, I'll throw it back to you in Hollywood.
Wow, wow, wow. This is just simply amazing, you know. Could you imagine just going out for a date and you're running into all of this, you know? Listen, I'm no lawyer or anyone can give any legal advice, okay? I just bring stories forward so we can discuss them and bring awareness to them. But, you know, if you are in the dating world out there, please be safe, you know. Just rambling off the top of my head here, you know, I'll probably say I have maybe like about 2 or 3 things that I would suggest you do. Okay, one would definitely be do a background check, okay? You definitely want to do a background check to make sure the person are who they are or anything like that, whatever comes up in this background. Meet in a public place. Definitely you want to meet in a public place. That goes without saying, okay? And always, always, always tell someone where you're going, okay? Always remember that. Meeting in a public place, that way there's other people around, okay? And you also definitely want to tell someone where you're going, all right? What are your thought process on this? Let me hear you, okay? As usual, thank you for tuning in. If you like this content, hit the like button, subscribe, and share your comments, okay? And until we meet on the next one, please stay informed and engaged. Have a good one.